In this video, we'll be looking at lesson 6.7, solve equations by factoring. We will be employing the zero product property. A zero product property definition. Remember, product means multiply, so we're doing some multiplying and there's some zeros involved. If you have an equation, a times b equals 0, I'm really emphasizing my multiply by putting this dot in between them. I could just connect them. If a times b is equal to 0, then a is equal to 0 or b is equal to 0. Two things multiply together give 0. One of them has to be the 0. If your product is 0, there's a 0 involved in it. That's what this is saying. All right. This, while seems trivial, ends up being a very powerful tool in algebra. How are we going to use this? How will we use the zero product property? How are we going to use this? Okay. To use the zero product property, we will employ the following steps. Step 1. Set your equation equal to 0. For example, equation x squared minus 4x is equal to 12. Step 1 says set the equation equal to 0. In this case, we see we have the constant 12 over on this right hand side. I want to get a 0 over there. How can I get that? Subtracting 12. Whatever I do to one side, I must do to the other. Alright. These are all unlike terms. X squared and 4x and 12 all unlike, so I cannot combine them. On the left, it will simply be x squared minus 4x minus 12. On the right, 12 minus 12 is 0. Okay? I have effectively set my equation equal to 0. Okay? Step 2. Step 2. Factor. Alright. Well, I have this statement, x squared minus 4x minus 12 equals 0. I want to see if I can factor this left side. Well, this is one where I'm going to use my big X method. Alright, this is just my scratch paper over here. Coming to my scratch paper. In the top, I'm writing b. In the bottom, I'm writing a times c. b is negative 4. A times c is 1 times negative 12. That's negative 12. Alright. I know to get x squared, it's going to be x and x. Since this is a negative, I want two terms that multiply to give a negative. One will be a plus and one will be a minus. What multiplies to give 12? Well, that's either 12 times 1, that is 6 times 2, or 4 times 3. All of these will multiply to give 12. But since these signs are different, I want to think what subtracts to give 4? Well, 6 and 2. And so, since I have a negative sum, I want the 6 to be my negative and the 2 to be the positive. Positive 2 times negative 6 is negative 12. 2 minus 6 is negative 4, or 2 plus a negative 6 is negative 4, however you want to look at it. So these are my constants, all right? Plus 2 minus 6. That is step 2. I have factored. Step 3. set each factor equal to 0. Okay, here's where the zero product property comes in. Here we have said if we have two things multiplied together that give 0, then one of them has to be 0. Well, here we see we have this times this equaling 0. So one of these two factors must be equal to 0. For the product to be 0, one of the factors must be. Thus, I'm going to set this equal to 0, and separately I'm going to set this equal to 0. So saying x plus 2 equals 0. I've set this equal to 0. Now separately, just a different equation. This is a little separator line. X minus 6 equals 0. I have two separate equations. One of these two has to be 0. Could be both of them, but one of them must be. Alright? So here, solving for x. That's step 3. Step 4. Solve and check. So now I have x plus 2 equal to 0. To solve for x, I simply subtract 2 on both sides. So I have x is minus 2. Alright. Here, adding 6 to both sides. X is 6. I think these are my solutions. I'm going to take these numbers and substitute them back into my original. I'm going to do this in my head. Taking 6. Well, 6 squared is 36. 6 in here. 4 times 6 is 24. 36 minus 24 is 12. 6 works. Okay. Now negative 2. Negative 2 squared is 4. Negative 4 times negative 4 is, negative 4 times negative 2 is 8. 4 plus 8 is 12. Negative 2 works as well. So my solutions are both of these things. I can write this a couple ways. I can say x is negative 2 comma 6. I can say x, and we use this symbol means an element of, that little sideways looking e. We're saying x can be negative 2 comma 6. Alright. That's one way to do this. Alright. What's not the correct way, I would not say this. Negative 2 comma 6. That's an ordered pair. Okay. That's an x and a y. This is not how we will write this. Okay. X is negative 2 and 6. X could be an element of this set, negative 2 and 6. All right. That concludes these notes. You should be able to work problems from 6.7